Welcome, everybody. So today we have a special guest with us. We're going to be covering a payment solution for SAP Business One, and we're looking at Boyum iPayment. And we've got Rosie Coronada with us to present it to us. So, Rosie, it's great that you took the time out to show your solution to our customers.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
So I'll let you go with that. And if anybody has any questions, I'm just going to mute everyone off here. And if anybody has any questions, you've got the chat box or just raise a hand and I'll let you speak to Rosie. So it's all yours, Rosie. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Tracy. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Nice Friday afternoon. As Tracy said, I will show you our credit card solution for SAP Business One, which is called B1 iPayment. So what it really is, and you will see today, it's a very simple tool, but very powerful for your credit card processing in SAP Business One. It's totally integrated. It's totally safe. You will never have any credit card information anywhere in your system. And we only work with gateways with tokenization system. And you see the supported gateways down below. Those are the ones we support, meaning if you decide to go use iPayment, you need to choose one of the gateways. So what you can do is you can add credit cards to the business partner, but really it's a token. It's not a credit card. You can do multiple credit cards. Like, if you say, hey, keep my American Express, that's my default card, but here is a Visa, that's my backup card, okay? You can also send links to the customers to enter their own credit card or pay an invoice. So you don't even have to touch anything. You just send them a link and say, hey, Rosie, here is a link. Please pay this invoice. Okay, so you can do that too. Just so you all know, the only gateway that does not support the link is Moneris, just so you know. You can do batch processing, meaning like,
Rosie, hang on a second though. Moneris it is supported in...
Does it?
It is, yes, it does. Moneris is. The only it does, but it's not multi-currency. So if someone has a Canadian and a US currency, you have to choose one of both, but it does support it.
It does do the links?
Well, okay, through the links. All right, I thought it was okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
more detail there, yeah.
See, at the second line, guys, and Tracy, be honest with you, I did not know till a customer called me. And it's not us, they just don't support it. Has nothing to do with iPayment, okay? But I'll show you the link with the other ones. Yeah, and you are absolutely right, Tracy. If you guys need multi-currency, please talk to Tracy, because you need to go either with secure trading or it's called TrustPay now. I'm sorry, I still have the old name here.
Yeah, they changed company names, that's right.
Or CyberSource, yes, absolutely right. You're absolutely right, yeah. So anyways, so you can do batch processing, but of course, I don't even have this on this slide either, is we have a scheduler. You don't even have to touch it anymore. iPayment, you get it configured, get it set up, and guess what? You have a scheduler and say every day at 4 o'clock, I wanted to grab my new invoices and charge them because you did deliveries today, and the system does it for you. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the system. That's your SAP Business One. I'm running the SQL version, so if yours looks a little bit different, it's because SAP has different skins. And I have my add-on right here, and hopefully you all have the usability package, by the way. And this is the iPayment add-on. And first you go in here and configure it. If you go here, gateway selection, this is why you select your gateway. If you ever want to try it out to play around, you can do the same like I do. You just click demo mode, and we have some dummy credit card numbers you can use just to get a little bit of feeling for it. People usually like that. After that, those are all the gateways, and here you see trust payments. That's what it's called, trust pay now. Okay, so you configure. Let's say cancel. your tabs here, and it's very straightforward. This general tab changes depending on the gateway, but let's go to authorization. Authorization means you tell the system, now when do I want to authorize something on document level, for example. So meaning if I put in a sales order, I want an authorization pop-up. Your options are don't do anything, or you do automatic authorization. I'm going to do the pop-up because I want you to see it. I'm not authorizing anywhere else, only on the sales order. Here you see, I'm going to mark it up 20%, or you can do by dollar amount. The reason being is because, as you all know, you have a sales order, then you do delivery, then shipping gets added, and then an invoice, and maybe you have some other fees, and that will cover that, okay? Customers love that. They do like that a lot, okay? So I'm gonna mark it up. That doesn't mean you're gonna charge them, okay? You're just authorizing, hey, is that money there for you? Same if you go to a gas station in the old days when you had to go inside, they just put $7 on there, looked at the car, okay, about this, and then they maybe charge you 50. The authorization expiry day is 7 days. This is something you would discuss with your gateway. In my case, I put 7 days. And this one is super powerful, automatic reauthorization. So imagine you have a sales order and then you ship 2 items and this other item is on back order and it takes forever to come. So iPayment picks it up and says, this authorization expired, and it's going to do the reauthorization for you. Also, I think every customer uses that. Now, so this is authorization. You don't charge, but just the money is holding for you. Then you have settlements. When do you want to settle? So you can only settle with an Air Invoice, of course. You got to have an invoice to charge something, okay? I'm going to do it manually, and then, of course, I will show you also how you do it with the batch, okay? Down here is like if you do a refund, I want to create, instead of an outgoing payment, a negative incoming payment, which is kind of the same thing. It's for reconciliation purposes. If you think about it in SAP, when you go to the deposit screen, you will not see an outgoing payment. You only see incoming payment. So I'm doing, there's a questions, I'm doing an negative incoming payment, so it's easier for me to authorize. Yes, there is a question. Oh, I forgot to ask.
Deborah wants to know question concerning authorization expiry
Expiration
days. Right.
Yes. What's the question? You mean maybe you want to unmute her, Tracy?
Yeah, Deborah, can you unmute yourself? I'll unmute you. There you go.
Oh,
Deborah?
yes, hi.
Hi.
Hi,
yes,
Deborah.
okay, sorry about that. My question is for the expiration days. When we do the pre-authorization, and then in 7 days, obviously it expires. But if we do settle the transaction prior to those 7 days, does it still take 7 days for the pre-authorization to get released, or does it release itself when the transaction is settled?
It releases itself. It's automatically done, Deborah, because you only can do once you do a settlement to any authorization, it's gone. Yes. So not worry. It takes care of itself. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Great. Thank you.
Good question, Deborah. I like that. So settlements.
Rosie, sorry, while you're talking about authorization, this is Brenda. How long can you do the authorization for?
I have seen 30 days. This is something, Brenda, this is what when you go to the gateway, that's what you discuss with them. Okay?
Okay, so Moneris or whoever we use would tell us.
Exactly.
Okay.
You got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, I like sessions when people talk to me. So now settlements. I'm gonna do settlements on Air Invoice. I will show you. And here you can say allow settling more than the document amount. Of course, I don't have it checked. Batch settle only authorized amount, meaning I authorized, and then I want to settle more. Reauthorize when performing partial settlements. That's, of course, it goes hand in hand with what we just talked. Okay. Permission, important. Not everybody should do refunds, okay? There is such tight security now with, oops, sorry about that, guys. There's such tight security right now with refunds anyway, like Authorized.net, for example. They don't let you do a refund on a standalone credit memo. You gotta have an invoice, a settlement against it. They can enable it, but it takes so much paperwork. So I guess they had something going on. So, but anyways, you can do refunds on a settlement. Who can do a refund? So I'm gonna say, I don't let Tracy do refunds, only I can do refunds in the system, you know, program manager or whatsoever. And then alerts if there should be an internal error, maybe the server component goes down or whatsoever, who should get that message. This is your configuration. It's really nothing to it. And then you're ready to roll. And you can go to your business partner. And oops, let me go to Protomex because there is right here on the payment tab, payment terms tab, you have this button here. This button comes from iPayment. This one's come from the usability package. And, you know, I always say to customers, you know what, hide all this other stuff. You don't need it. Make some room here, okay, with the usability package. So I click on credit cards. And you see, you can have more than one. I think it's up to 10. Hopefully it never happens to you. And you see right here one. If you have more than one, you have to set one as default. Makes sense. Otherwise, you cannot automate something. It's not going to know which one to choose. So you can also attach, let's say I gave you this credit card. So you can put my name in there because I gave it to you. You name it whatever you want. You know right here, it's a Visa. If you don't need it anymore, I gotta update, otherwise it won't. Oh, I can only do a contact person for one. I want to delete it, obsolete. Sorry about that. Let me remove it from here. Just I want to delete one, so make sure I can add another one. So you can delete one and so on. What's really nice you might like is you can say, maybe I'm telling you, you know what? I give you this card, but never charge more than $500 on this card. So you can say maximum amount per transaction right here. So let's say I'm on the phone with you. And I said, hey, I have a new credit card. You say, add. I'm actually, you know, I'm going out to Authorize.net right now. I get this screen. This is the only one I have in my mind, so I'm doing the same. I get this screen of see, it knows it's a bad one. 1, 2, 3, security code. Let me see if it saves it. There we go. Okay, so it puts everything in there and you're gonna see it coming in here. So what it is, I on the phone, you type it in, Authorize.net in my case, created the token. Guess what? If you click, you're gonna see it coming in here. Did it already? Oh, there we go. It just came in. Okay. So I don't know what number, I think it was this one, number 9 again, because I keep deleting. So it just came in. If you don't have Moneris and somebody else, you can say, you know what, I'm going to copy this to the clipboard. Then I'm going to send an email to Rosie. And I'm going to have a, hey, please put in the credit card information. And what I do, I would click on it and I'll put it in. And it would flow back to SAP just like this. And it would even tell you that new credit card was added. You even get an internal message. Okay, very much like this feature. I like it too. So I have a credit card and everything. Everything looks good. So I'm going to go and do a sales order. So I'm going to do a sales order, jumping from here. I'm a little bit slow. I think it's the meeting maybe. There's my sales order. I'm going to sell a couple things to this customer. Make it bigger. And you see I have an iPayment tab. So the iPayment tab, what's really nice, this is a credit card customer. I know I haven't tagged this credit card. We also support one-time customer, okay? So you know, meaning every time you add something, you have to type in the credit card information and you don't keep it. This is a credit card customer, and you know what? They have a credit memo, whatever. I'm not doing anything right now. I don't want it to authorize. Of course, you have that option. Doesn't mean it's set in stone, okay? I'm going to go here and I'm going to add it. I'm going to leave it as it is, of course, because we live in a perfect world, right? Yeah, right. So I'm going to click add, and I should get a pop-up, and here's the pop-up. And what I like, if you do it on a document level, what I like about the pop-up, because now I can actually change the credit card if I want to, or I split it between.
You can go, I'll get you Deborah's question here, just a
saw it.
second. Can more than one person get the notification when the customer has filled out the clipboard?
Deborah, I need to check on that. Somebody asked us to turn it off once. It's the person who actually puts it in, since the link gets that alert. But I need to check if SAP, if we can kind of say, okay, if it comes from there, I want another person to get it. I have to check on that. I'm not sure. I haven't used alerts in SAP for a while. Okay, Tracy, if you write that down for me to follow up, that would be great. Okay, sorry, Deborah. Think you could do it in SAP, but I'll check. Okay, so I like this because now I can say I'm going to put this much here on this card, then on this card, or I split it by 3 cards. That's why I like the pop-up, and of course I want you to see it. And you see, on my customer, on my configuration, I said I still can change the markup, because this is not a good custom. I'm going to mark it up 50% because they always, bounce the credit card. So you still have flexibility. You can disable that so people cannot change it. So I'm going to authorize it. So what it does, it creates an authorization token. If you log on to Moneris or whoever you use, you will also see this. You will see it says authorized, and if you ever have to look something up, you have a reference number. Okay, because it goes hand in hand. We are just a connection between the credit card company. Okay, and we are just talking between the credit card and SAP what it should be done. It's authorized. This is really nice, you guys like. It says it right up there, authorized. Just in case you need to avoid an authorization, very difficult to do, you just go in here, authorization, you put it back up here and void it right here. Okay, I'm not going to do that now. So we are perfect again. So I'm going to skip delivery. I go straight to Air Invoice. I'm going to copy it to Air Invoice. And remember, I have it configured. I want to settle it once I do an Air Invoice. Again, very nice. I'm sorry, it's a little bit delayed. There we go. There's my Air Invoice. Everything looks good, and I'm gonna add it. And just watch this. I like it. I like to show it. It's open, the Air Invoice. As you see, I'm gonna click add. I'm sorry, I'm on my laptop. For some reason, I like to do demos on my laptop rather than on the big screen. Of course, we gotta pay taxes. What a surprise. Let me just put a tax code in there. And this is a totally different area. And now it's going to close out the invoice, and it settles that invoice. And it's usually faster, guys. I'm running a little slow. And you see right here, it's closed. And when I go to the iPayment tab, I see settled. This is the incoming payment it created for me, and can drill back from here, just like you're used to in SAP with the golden arrow. It's settled. Now I'm going to go back to the sales order. I had it open because I never closed it. Now I'm going to click refresh. Watch this. It's settled also. So everybody knows what's going on with that document. And if I go over here, it says settles. And for the lady who asked me earlier, the authorization is of course gone, right? It doesn't exist anymore. I settled. Even if I would have done a partial one, because you only can settle, you can only do one settlement to one authorization. So maybe I'm telling you now, Ma, you know what? You shouldn't have touched this credit card. I forgot to tell you. You just right click, B1 iPayment, refund now. Partial refund, refund now. Do you want to refund this invoice? Yes. The blue line, it's talking to the gateway, telling the gateway, hey, you have to give money back. And now it's going to ask me, do you want to do a credit memo? Because maybe you have to credit it back and you don't want to have the document open. That way it closes it out again. Okay. I'm not going to do the credit memo. I'm not going to add it because I want to show you something. If I go to my last invoice, we just did. Yeah, it is a little bit delayed. I'm stuck. There we go. If I go here, this is the invoice, and you see right now it says refunded. It opened up. And if I go to my sales order, and this is the beauty of it, because you have totally traceability, you know exactly what's going on. If I go to the sales order, you will also say, so if the sales employee says, hey, I haven't gotten my commission yet, well, because the day really didn't be, I had to refund them. Okay, so it follows through the documents. Now, not moneris, but the other one. So I'm gonna say, well, send me a link so I can pay it, because I don't want you to keep this. I'm just gonna pay it with a different credit card, or my company's paying for it. It's a company expense, whatever. So you sending me the link. I'll click on the link and watch this. It says invoice number. This is your SAP invoice number. We added it. This is the amount. You put in that information. You click pay and you're done. I'm in Atlanta, so I can pay it. You're, I don't know where you're at, in a different state, different country. Click pay and it will settle it, would come in. It will close it out again and settle it. And you know what? You will get a message also. New payment has been received.
I have a question, Rosie, from Deborah.
Yeah.
If there's a back order, will SAP redo a pre-auth or will use the same?
No, it's a new one. It's a new one.
Okay, thanks.
It's going to reauthorize it. Yeah. Good. Do we have more questions? I didn't pay attention.
That's it for now.
Back order. Well, no, that's good. And Deborah, you know what? This is used very much. This is exactly what people love. The reauthorization, because you don't want to go in there and run reports and queries. Oh, what has it been expired? Okay.
So
now,
can I just clarify? Sorry, it's Brenda again, Rosie.
Yes.
Can I just clarify? You can do a pre-authorization or just straight order?
Yes, it does it automated.
Okay. And you can do a pre-billing as well, not just a pre-authorization.
A pre-billing meaning a down
meaning that the credit card actually goes through.
What you would do is a down payment invoice, Brenda.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you need to have an invoice. Yes, and a lot of people do that. Yeah, you guys are asking the right questions. Yeah. So of course, now think about it. Let's say, Tracy, I need this. How many users I need? Anybody who touches our authorization, whatever, needs a user. But you can configure it to save some license that maybe only Brenda and somebody else is in charge in the company. It goes in 5 blocks. Does it go in 5 blocks? No, I forgot. Tracy knows better.
Yeah, that I have can you specify that? Because I actually had some questions from the French session this morning that I was going to wait to ask you, was who needs license users? Because is it the people that take authorizations, or is it anybody who places an order in SAP?
Not an order, no. Only the people. So if you have it configured that, let's say, a salesperson puts in a sales order, and every time they put in a sales order, they have to authorize it, then everybody needs a license. But you don't have to do that. Let them do their SAP stuff, because somebody can go in here at the end of the day under banking, and they can do a batch authorization.
For everybody.
For everybody. You're going to go in here and you say, okay, pull me all the sales orders. I'm sorry, it's so slow because of the meeting. Give me all the sales orders from today, and then you do a batch authorization.
So it can be done in batch by one person that does everything. Okay.
It would show you all sales orders unless you tag it somehow with the sales orders, because you can set parameters.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So you can go and do it once a day. I mean, sometimes not everybody should deal with credit cards, right? Same with settlements. So this is another thing. You talk to your gateway. You say, okay, they're like it's a bank, right? When do you settle? They're not going to settle every transactions when you send them. They settle once a day. It's like doing payroll, okay? They say, I'm going to do 4 p.m. You make sure you do yours at 3:30, so you get that money that night, okay? Otherwise, after 4 p.m., everything goes to the next day. So you can do batch settlements. I hope you never have to do batch refunds manually. But then again, even better, don't even do this, because you can go here, iPayment, tools, you have a scheduler. Even less license, right? So you said, I want to do my settlements, all my Air Invoices, I'm going to schedule them daily at 4 in the afternoon. It's going to pick up all the new invoices, their credit cards. customers and it's going to settle them automatically. Same thing with authorize. You can do that. Actually, with authorization, maybe you have an e-commerce, a website, and you bring in sales orders constantly into SAP. You can say, okay, I'm going to authorize, and you have the credit card information in SAP. I'm going to authorize every hour, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, every hour, my sales orders. Okay, we also, if you have a website, we also have something called an integration table you can write to. If your process is to authorize your sales orders on the website, you can import those sales orders with the authorization token, and the token stays on the document and follows through, and you can do settlements in SAP. So basically, you're covered on any process. So again, instead of buying an iPayment license for everybody, unless you want each sales employee put it in, or a lot of times they have to put in the credit card, they need a license. But if this is not the case, automate it. Do it with the scheduler, and you save some license just. The other thing what you have is you have some nice reports. You have a settlement reports. Maybe I call you and say, what have you settled so far this month? And you can run it by customer and by date range. I like this one, credit card expiration. So you can say, okay, search up to this date, what credit cards are going to expire. And then you can say in email and say in a link and say, hey, put in your new credit card. Yours is about to expire, just like Amazon does, This, just so that let you know, this here, sending invoices with the link on a PDF, on the invoice, or in the email body as a bulk. Right now, you right click and send it as a bulk, as a mass delivery. You can do that with our print and delivery. So if you have print and delivery, you can automate it with the logic. Hey, every credit card that's expired, let me just, the next month, print and delivery will take care of it. Same with the link on the invoices, and there is another one we can do with print and delivery. Oh, credit card statement. So you create a crystal report, because I assume your customers want to know a monthly report, what you have charged. You can do that also with print and delivery automatically. Those 3 examples we have online, and you don't have to have print and delivery, then you can do it. But if you have it, please take advantage of it. Okay. That's it, basically. Any questions? Any more questions? No?
Don't seem to have
Rosie,
any.
Brenda again, just about this licenses and authorizing sales orders,
Yes.
authorizing. Is your recommendation then to do like fewer licenses and then just every hour have the sales orders authorized?
Well, it's up to you. I mean, I don't know how many people would touch it. Do you have a lot of people that need to put in credit cards? Then they need it, right? I'm just saying, if you use kind of the automations, you maybe can save some on how many licenses you get. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not holding you off that, but you just need to sit down and say, how are we doing it now? Well, I really need the salespeople to have a license. That's fine. But can I maybe do something that I can get away with fewer licenses? Maybe I don't need everybody to authorize it, because you can do the scheduler. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But it's totally up to you. We have had a customer at 100 license, because all the salespeople are constantly putting in credit cards. So then you need it, right? So yes. Okay. And this is something, just think about it. Go through. Tracy's team can help you too with the license. And the good thing is, Brenda, if you buy 5 or 10 and then you realize you need another 5, that's something you can do within a couple of minutes with Tracy,
And so. I have another question too, Rosie, when you're done with that one.
Yeah. No,
which
it's
was
good.
From this morning. Well, somebody asked me this morning if it only treats credit cards or if you could use the debit like the Interac.
This is something they have to talk to the gateway. I get that sometimes. Because my debit card, I need to put a code in, right?
Right.
I have to put like a pin in. So, and there's some debit cards you don't. So this is something, it's really up to the gateway. That's a gateway question.
Okay.
We don't care. It's a Visa. I mean, we don't care. It's just, hey, gateway, can you actually make a token out of that? You know?
Okay.
So,
All right. Thanks. Are there any
You're
other
welcome.
questions for Rosie? We're all good. All right then. Well,
If anything else comes up, there's Tracy's, you know Tracy, right? There's Tracy's information, and just let her know. Or if you need to revisit the iPayment, she can set up another session with me or whatsoever. Okay?
right. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Rosie. Thanks, everyone. And just a note on point, our next session's only going to be in a month because of spring break. So our next one's going to be on the 19th of March. So have a nice weekend, everyone. Thanks a lot, Rosie, for coming in today. Thanks.
You're welcome. Enjoy
Okay.
your weekend.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Rosie.
Bye, guys.
You're welcome.